the Visitors Challenge Cup now, this is coxless intermediate fours, and we've got the crew from Gyas of the Netherlands and Okeanos, a combination crew there, and the University of Washington, who sit on the right-hand side of your picture.
Always interesting to watch the coxless fours go off. As an umpire, it's something we have to really keep a really close eye on, because some interesting things have the island, but both crews got away really, really well. Explosive starts. Seems to be neck and neck at the moment.
Yeah, and this is part of the crew from the University of Washington's 1B, their varsity crew, the top athletes that Washington can produce out of their monstrous program. But they'll have been used to rowing in the 8s, Jim, for most of their season, and now coming into the smaller boat in the 4, there's lots more to think about. You know, steering, the different boat feel. It's going to be quite a transition for them.
Yeah, very much so. In fact, talking to a lot of the visitors' crews have experienced that. Experienced athletes, but going into a different boat type, particularly the steering, and it's a big challenge.
Yeah, and they've got just over a length now as they come out of the end of the island and towards the first signalling markers. And there you go, you can see we've just gone past one there that demonstrates the University of Washington will lead the way at this stage.
As we're slightly side on, it exaggerates the lead, but still they looked comfortably ahead and walking away from this. Interesting, the two crews had similar times yesterday, 7 minutes 16, 7 minutes 17 in the heats on Wednesday. But look, as we pan out to see both crews here, you can see the University of Washington starting to stretch a considerable lead here over Okeanos and Gyas.
Yeah, and Matthias Holler in the bow seat for the University of Washington. We just saw his back there, and he is said it, you know, you've got to be quite a technical oarsman to sit in that bow seat, Jim. You know, you're kind of setting the platform for the rest of the crew, you're following everyone else, and often you have to be thinking ahead of everyone else to set that level platform. So it's running beautifully, this crew. You can see Jack Walkie in the stroke seat for Washington, just breathing deeply and staying relaxed.
And you mentioned the technical requirements of someone rowing at the bow seat. Also, he's steering today as well, so he's got that extra complication to add, but actually a very nice line. And this, I said, if there is any wind, it'll be this part of the course affecting them, but very nicely steered, actually from both crews, to be fair.
Yeah, really well steered, and we're looking here at the Dutch crew, Sander Bakker, Thijs Reuken, Leonard Vos and Cornelius Palsma in the bow seat. And this crew, well, you know, they've won the last men's Elite 4 race in the Netherlands in a very quick time. So, you know, they're one of the top crews from the Netherlands. They've come here, and Washington just proving too much for them at this stage.
I agree. Washington seems a slightly larger crew, so a more heavyweight crew in comparison to the two, and these are kind of heavyweight conditions, aren't they? Because as you see the crews racing left to right, they're racing against the stream of the river, also they're racing against the wind. So any advantage a lighter crew might have has been taken away from them. So you would say it was going to form, but I love these shots from the front looking back, to see them all moving together, especially in the sweep where they're reaching out round their rigger, really making sure they've got that long stroke.
And we can see here, Jim, I think this crew's got telemetry on it, hasn't it, this crew from the University of Washington? If you look at their riggers, which are the bits sticking out of the side of the boat, you can see the wires, and you can see a little bit of a sort of sticky up black bits. That's all part of the telemetry. So what is that going to be telling them after this race?
Well, the coach says no escape is what they're telling. So the coach will get all kinds of information, not just the basic ones about how many strokes a minute they're taking, but also the strain, the power they're putting into the water, and who's putting the most effort in.
And they'll get all of that data to review after today's race, and I'm sure they'll work on it into the later stages of the regatta. It's all so useful for them to have. And look, you know, this will maybe not tell them quite as much, given that they've paddled the final half of this course, a lively paddle. But look, it's been well fought in the first half of this race.
I just enjoyed that. I just saw a couple of cheeky looks outside the boat, kind of looking at on either side of the river. They're enjoying that last 10 strokes, aren't they, as they come up to the finish line.
And as they should be. And look, the stewards' enclosure is still packed at this time of night. It's 7:20 in the evening, and they haven't gone home yet. The fans and the crowds here supporting at Henley Royal Regatta. But it's the crew from Okeanos and Gyas that will go home today in the Visitors Challenge Cup, and Washington, the University of Washington, that lead through and are victorious.